Welcome to Prosper Community Library's Recipes and Reading.
This is my son Garrett.
Hello.
This is my son Riley.
Hello.
And I'm Amy. I work at the Prosper Community Library. This month we are celebrating President's Day. Okay, so we have tons of books to choose from at the library with regards to the presidents, what they do, who they are. My teacher wants to be president. Baby Mouse wants to be president. Duck for president. Every reading level. All you could possibly imagine about reading about presidents. So it started out as celebrating George Washington's birthday. Some states celebrated Lincoln's birthday. And now it's come to where we celebrate all the presidents. You guys have heard about it in school.
Right.
Talking about different legacies, different presidents left. Roosevelt and the New Deal, putting a whole bunch of people to work after the Depression. What did George Washington's legacy leave for us?
He was the one that led us through
The Revolutionary War.
War.
And what about Abraham Lincoln?
He abolished slavery, which was
A big
deal for a lot of people.
A lot of people. Barack Obama was our first black president. And every generation has their own significant president.
Right.
And so it's a good chance for you to ask your parents or your grandparents what happened while they were kids to see what significant legacy the presidents they had left for them.
Right.
Have you ever heard of our country being called a melting pot before? No?
Yeah, I had at school.
Yeah. What do you think that kind of stands for?
Many different things into one to make one big thing.
I
Right.
agree with you there.
Right? So different people from different countries come over as immigrants and become American citizens. And what do those citizens become together?
They become Americans.
Americans, exactly. So we're called melting pot. How we tie this into our recipe today is that we've got these incredible cookies called compost cookies. It sounds a little kooky, but a compost cookie basically is anything that you've got in your pantry, salty, sweet, mix it all together, and it comes out to be an incredible cookie. So it's a little bit of everything all mixed together like a melting pot to make yummy, delicious cookies. So you can use Fritos or Ruffles or pretzels like we're going to use. Sweet stuff would be what kinds of stuff? Graham crackers,
Chocolate chips.
M&Ms, butterscotch,
Candy bar.
pieces. It's basically a jumble of things to make a delicious cookie.
Right.
So let's start with the first step. We'll get Riley to put the ingredients in. Garrett, will you tell us what the first step in a medium bowl, what we do?
So you will add 1 1/3 cup of flour.
Right?
Then you will add half a teaspoon of baking powder.
Perfect. Dump it all in there. Make sure. What's the next step?
And then you will add 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda.
These all make excellent bases for cookies. And
And then 1 teaspoon of salt.
okay, so that's the first step, is just to make the flour mix.
Right.
And you can take a whisk.
And you can take a whisk and mix them all together.
Get it all incorporated.
In another medium bowl, you will get 1 cup of crushed chips, Fritos, Lay's.
We use Ruffles. Yep.
Okay. Put that in the
that's
bowl.
1 cup crushed chips.
You will use
One
one
cup of crushed pretzels.
1 cup of crushed graham crackers.
This is all the sweet stuff and salty
Half
stuff.
a cup of chocolate chips, semi-sweet.
Thanks for being a help,
Not too
Riley.
sweet. Half a cup of butterscotch. So good. 1/3 cup of rolled oats.
And this is called the mix-in bowl. So these are all the goodies that are going to go in the cookies after we get the butter and sugar mixed in. So that And the funny one, no caffeine included, is 1 tablespoon of coffee grounds. It makes the best touch in these cookies. Check that out. Yum City. Oh, wow. You see? No, get out. Okay. Okay, so we're back. We've got our 2 bowls of the different types of mix-ins. We've got our handy mixer out. If you don't have a large mixer like this, you can also use a hand mixer.
Right.
Make sure you get your butter out and let it sit for, say, an hour or so, especially while you're getting all this other stuff out, so it's perfect
Right.
in order to come up to room temperature.
Right.
So the first thing we're going to do is put the sugars in.
So, brown sugar.
How much is there in there, Garrett?
There is 2/3 a cup of brown sugar.
Okay, dump that in there.
White sugar. Might puff up a little bit. That's the fun of baking.
Okay, see if you can get it in there without dumping it on the side. Yay!
1 stick of butter. 2 sticks.
2 sticks. Then let's mix it for 3 minutes and get it light and fluffy.
Okay. So we have added the 1 egg and the half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and it is on low.
Low speed. Now, while it's going, we want to add in the flour mixture. And this part, my son has learned, has made a really big mess before. So I'm going to hold it and you go really, really slow. See how it's going in there? Have you guys ever done this with the mixer being on a high speed? Makes a mess. Okay, gotta get out of the way and I will dump. Get your spatula. Put it all in? Okay. So it says just mix until it makes the dough form. So we have done that and it looks good.
Dough looks amazing.
Now, see it looking like that? It looks like a dough. So we don't want to overmix doughs because it makes the cookies really hard. So what we're going to do is mix in, from this point, we're going to mix in all of those yummy, salty, sweet goodness with our spatula. So Riley, what was your favorite ingredient in here so far?
Probably the butterscotch.
I can agree.
So good. Butterscotch.
And I don't think we've ever used butterscotch in any of our cooking, and it's so tasty. It's been hard to keep them out of it, by the way. With all of the mix-ins added in. If you mix it too much, you'll break all your potato chips and all your pretzels and your graham crackers. So what you want to do is do a really big, slow, fat turns until it's all incorporated and kind of stuck to the dough.
Using a cookie scoop, or about 1.5 tablespoons, roll the dough into balls. You can also combine 2 cookie dough balls to make really big cookies. Place them on a couple of large plates, or like we did, on a cutting board. Chill them in the refrigerator for at least 1 hour or up to 3 days.
When you are ready to bake the cookies, preheat the oven to 375 degrees. Line 2 large baking sheets with parchment paper and place chilled dough balls onto them.
Compost cookies are a sweet and salty treat made from whatever combination of treats you can pull out of your pantry. These cookies are always unique.
And they are delicious. The cookie is both crisp and chewy, as well as sweet and salty. A totally fun combination.
This month's recipe is a melting pot of flavors, just like Americans. Here are just a few books about presidents in our library. Check them out.
Thank you for joining us on this Prosper Community Library virtual program.
Prosper Community Library card. Don't leave home without it.